guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, got lots of content coming. And today we're doing the first name makeup challenge. I went through everything I had at home. It's quarantine edition. And I found everything starting with the letter C. My name is Crystal. It's nice to meet you. Hope you stay. And I've done my skincare. We're going to go ahead and hop into priming. I went through everything I had. I have a whole table full of makeup here. And I dug out my Cover Effects. This is the blurring primer. And we're going to go ahead and prime our face. This will help fill in your pores, all that good stuff. Sorry, I'm looking off to the side of my mirror here. And this has a nice little cushiony feeling to the skin, helps fill in all your pores and imperfections, any scarring you may have on your face. Need just a little bit more of that one. And we're just going to get ready with everything that starts with the letter C today. It's a little bit more challenging than I thought. There's not a lot of makeup brands out there starting with the letter C. I figured this would be pretty easy, but we're going right back and got a wet beauty blender. I looked through, I had a couple foundations. I've got some CoverGirl, got some Catrice, and I've got some Ciate London. But we're going to go ahead and go with Catrice today. This is the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. And it's got really beautiful coverage, kind of skin-like finish. This shade is a little dark for me. This is my summer shade, but your girl ain't been getting much sun. So we're just going to go ahead and bounce this into the skin. And today we're going to use my CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. I actually have a couple shades here. I'm going to go ahead and go with my Light Ivory. It'll kind of counteract the darkness of the foundation. Oops, I forgot to blend right there. Blend her on down. Make sure we're nice and blended. Concealer. Now, Instagram always shows the huge triangles. I just do a couple dots here and one on the outside. You don't need a crazy amount of concealer. This pulls the light to these parts of your face. It brings your nose forward, helps cover the dark circles under your eyes, and it'll help make those parts of your face pop. Oh, I love it. Love it. And you want to try and not make a bunch of crazy faces, because it also helps keep it from sinking into your lines in your face, any wrinkles. For me, I have really large smile lines. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set with some powder. I always start with my under eyes to make sure there's no creasing in my under eyes. Now, I had two powders to choose from, and of course there's the tried and true Coty Airspun, but this stuff is really, it's really finely milled, but it gives you flashback. I don't really like using it if I'm going to take pictures of my face. So we are going to go ahead and go with the Ciate London. This is the Extraordinary Vacay powder. It's got a little bit of a coconut scent to it. This is the coconut one. And I'm just going to take an angled brush. I like to use my GG Gorgeous contour brush. And brushes can be used for anything. It doesn't have to be used for what it says on the package. Makeup is a one-size-fits-all. Just like Patrick Starr says, it's whatever fits your face and however you want to do your style of makeup. You don't have to do what you see online. I have successfully blended my under eye area and around my mouth. I'll take a bigger brush, and this one is just a Wet n Wild powder brush. It's not anything fancy. And get a little bit of powder on there. Make sure it's not a crazy amount. And then you set the rest of your face. Oh, this powder smells amazing. And you're going to set the rest of your face. Now, you don't have to set your face if you're one of those ladies who doesn't like to set your face. It's not a have to. I just like kind of a matte base and being able to put my shine where I want it. Shake it all over. Just kind of sweep it around. Make sure you're set. And a little trick I've learned after doing my makeup for a while, if you are not sure if you got your whole face set, you can take the side of your finger and just kind of feel to see if you're tacky anywhere. Moving on, now the one thing I could not find in my collection is a bronzer. A bronzer that starts with C. So I do kind of gotta cheat just now. For blush, we're back to Ciate London. And this one is Ciate London's Marbled Light Blush. And it has a little bit of a sheen to it. I've been really into blushes with a little bit of sheen. It helps them blend into the highlight a little bit better. And for my blush, I like to take brushes that are kind of dome shaped. Let me get my... Alright, this brush is by Alamar Cosmetics, and it's actually for setting your under eye, which is wonderful for that, don't get me wrong. But I like this shape for putting my blush on, because you're just going to drape your blush. You're not going to smile and do that, or you'll have red cheeks, and then when you're not smiling, your blush is down here. Kind of drape your blush. If you bring it all the way in, yes, you'll have beautiful rosy cheeks, but you want to just kind of drape your blush on your cheek. Just to bring a little bit of life and dimension to the face. Now, I did not have an eye primer that started with C, so we're going to use a more skin-toned concealer. We don't want to go too light, or it'll be really hard to get it to match up to your foundation. And since we've done our foundation first, we want to be careful that we're not going to have crazy mismatch in our colors if we don't use our eyeshadow all the way out to the edge. I prefer to use an eye primer, but I did not have one that started with C. Again, we just kind of grabbed what I had at home, and we're working with it because quarantine things. So I'm going to use her. She's well loved. She's almost gone. Put a couple dabs on the eye, just enough to cover the lid, and then we're going to take our beauty blender and we're going to blend her out. You can use your finger if you're more comfortable. If you want to be more precise, you can use a brush. I just like kind of bringing it up to my eyebrow and kind of soften it around the edges. I did have a couple eyeshadow palettes. I have ColourPop So Jaded. This is one of my favorite palettes. I've done a lot of looks with it. I have my ColourPop Bye Bye Birdie. Beautiful color story. A lot of burgundies, mauves, and glitters. And then we have our Colored Rain. I do have Colored Rain going on. Lots of purples. I love those. But I think for this video, we'll go ahead and use So Jaded. One of my absolute faves. And what we're going to do is we are going to get a blending brush. This is my Anastasia Beverly Hills A5 blending brush. And we'll go ahead and go in with, let's go ahead and go in with Ametrine. It's a nice purple with a little bit of shimmer in it. There's nothing wrong with using shimmer in your crease. Makeup has a theory, it's not a rule. So you're going to go in and we're just going to place that gently in our crease to give us a little bit of dimension to our eye. Alright, I know it looks a little messy, we'll get it straightened up, promise. Promise, promise. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a blend going on in the crease here. Now we're going to go in with a little bit darker shade to deepen the crease, and then we'll work up on the lid. So I'm going to go in with, let's see, what do we want to go in with? sapphire here in the corner. And I'm going to get a small detail blending brush. It's kind of dome shaped. This is a Moda brush. It came in the Electrics kit. Moda has some of the best brushes you can get if you can get your hands on them. They're sold at Walmart and Walgreens and Rite Aid. They're amazing, and they sell a lot of them in sets. If you need to just get them in singles, they are also sold like that. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of sapphire. Ooh, she's pigmented. Tap off the excess, and we're just going to place this in the corner of our eye to give us a little bit more depth. I really can't see what I'm doing. I hope this looks okay. I'm not getting the preciseness I want. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a smaller brush. Wet n Wild has never done me wrong. We're going to go ahead and go in with a Wet n Wild shading brush. Alright, once you're done shading out your color here, it does look a little crazy, promise. Glitter fixes everything. We're going to go ahead and cut the crease. And we're going to go in with the same concealer, and we're going to cut our crease right here. And we're going to go in with... Let's go in with aquamarine right here. Just get a little shimmer on our brush here. And we're going to tap that over our cut crease. We're only going about halfway out our cut crease. We're going to put another color. Let's go in with a little bit of amethyst. Mix a little purple up in here. And we'll put that on the outside of the cut crease. And kind of dab it forward to mix it in with the aquamarine color. So you have a nice fade going on. And now that we have those two colors on, we just have the end here to blend in. I'm going to get a fresh brush. This is a Moda brush, came in a set. We're going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of this onyx. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. It's kind of like a deep blue-black, and we're going to use that to blend our sapphire into our amethyst color. Alright, now that we have all that blended, we're going to go back in with our original color we put in our crease, and it's that sapphire, but you want a little bit bigger brush, and you're just going to do a couple dabs. Tap off all the excess, and you're going to blend your edges, just a light touch, to give it a little bit more dimension. And then we're going to blend that out with the original purple we used. And I'm going to grab a fresh brush to do that. I'll take that ametrine and go right over the edges, just to soften it, no harsh lines on the edges. And there's our eyeshadow done. Now, I love glitter, so I'm going to put some glitter on. I had a couple glitters to choose from. We have Trippin' on Skies and Disco Lady by ColourPop. And then we have a couple of their Glitterly Obsessed. I have Starfire, which is kind of a pinky rainbow glitter. And then we have Star Party. This has a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple, a little bit of green. And we're going to go ahead and pick some up with our finger. And we're going to dab it over the shimmer. Ooh, I love glitter. Alright. Next comes eyeliner, dreaded eyeliner, and I have ColourPop eyeliners. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and use Cella, not ColourPop. We're going to go ahead and use the purple eyeliner pen by Cella. Give it a good shake. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner off camera because it takes me a minute, and I'll be right back. Alright, I went ahead and did the other eye off camera. I've got my wing liner done. I did the under eye, and I just used the colors I used on top. For eyeliner, we're going to use ColourPop, and we're going to use their white gel cream liner. This will kind of open our eyes a little bit since we've got such dark eyeshadow on. Alright. Oh, wow, that's bright. That'll work. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do inner corner highlight and brow bone, and the eyes will be done. I like to take a small pencil brush, just a little dome pencil brush, and we're going to go ahead and use the shade Pearl in the palette here. Tap off the excess. We're going to go inner corner, a little bit on the lower lash line. Kind of open the eyes up a little bit. And then for the brow bone, we're going to do the same. I'm going to go right under the brow and highlight. And the eyes are done. Alright, mascara. I only had one, started with a C, and this is the Triple Shot XXL Mascara by Ciate London. Alright, we've got our mascara on. I don't really do much with brows, but I do have a brow pencil by ColourPop. Go ahead and fill in our brows a little bit. Alright, and comb them through. Looks a little squiggly, we better color it in. There we go. Alright, brows are done. Now we can move on to highlight, my favorite part of my makeup routine. For highlight, I have Colored Rain, and this is in Selfie. I'd love to just open it up and show you how beautiful this is, but my daughter got a hold of it. Put a little highlight, bring a little bit more life to the face. Go above the brow. Oh, look at that. I love highlight. I like to highlight the apples of my cheeks. Up this brown. Down the nose. Cupid's bow. Just a little bit on the chin. Alright, and with my highlight, I like to go back over with my blush brush just to kind of blend it all together. So we'll take the blush brush by Alamar back into the blush. Blend. And since the blush has a little bit of a sheen, it helps blend it into the skin and it doesn't leave a huge silver or golden line on your face. I like to move the blush up and carry it up into my hairline just to make it a little bit more even coverage everywhere. Alright, I did not have a lip liner that started with C, but I do have lipsticks. I have ColourPop, I have Colored Rain, and I have some crazy colors by CoverGirl. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a combo of Colored Rain 24/7, and we'll use the gloss in Space Maker by ColourPop. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use the setting spray by Cover FX. This is their illuminating setting spray. Kind of sounds like a spray can. Give us a good spritz so it lasts all day. And then we're going to fan ourselves. And here we go. What do you think? Alright guys, this has been a full face of makeup brands starting with the letter C. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you next time. You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter, and of course on here. Hope to see you next time. Bye guys.